Hello students. So in this chapter number 8 motion, in our last lecture we have studied some graphs which were distance time graphs, velocity time graphs, and then we have studied that velocity time graphs can be of straight line like this if it is uniformly accelerated motion. The velocity time graphs will like this and will run parallel to time like this if velocity is uniform and it's not changing with time. Apart from this, if this acceleration is uniform, the graph will like this, but if it is non-uniform accelerated motion, the velocity time graphs can have any kind of shape. Like in your textbook, two graphs given in figure 8.7 A and B. In that graph A shows this kind of line. If this is time and this is velocity, you will get this kind of graph when the object which is moving, its velocity is decreasing. If it is in uniform acceleration, the velocity is increasing, then it will be like this. But here acceleration is decreasing, velocity is also decreasing. That's why you will get this kind of graph. And if this velocity is changing but with non-uniform variation with time, so it will be like in 8.7 figure number B, the graph is like this. When the velocity is changing, it's getting higher, then lower, then higher, then lower with time. So when the motion is non-uniformly accelerated, you can get any kind of these shapes. So this is all about graphs of motion or graphs representing motion of object. Now there are two activities given in your textbook, 8.9 and 8.10. So these two activities, in which you are given some table in which there is a data given of some objects which are traveling from one point to another. The distance is given and time is given. So you have to plot distance time graph from that table or data. You have to do it yourself because it is very easy and it can be done simply in graph book. So these activities you will do at your home. Now we will move on to our next topic 8.5, which is equations of motion by graphical method. So there are two words in this topic name, that is, first is equations of motion by graphical method. So there are some equations regarding motion which we will derive, that is, we will prove that equation by graphical method. So now you have learned how to make graph or how motion can be represented by graphs. So now you will derive these equations by graphical method. So let's start this topic. When object moves on a straight line with uniform acceleration, when object moves on this straight line with uniform acceleration, means its acceleration is increasing with time. So when this object moves on a straight line with uniform acceleration, it is possible to relate, means if one thing is given, you can calculate the other thing. So this relation can be derived if object is moving on a straight line with uniform acceleration. So this relation is in its velocity with its acceleration and also distance covered by it with time. If any one of these is given, if acceleration is given with time, you can calculate its velocity and distance by just these two physical quantities. Its velocity is given and time is given, you can calculate distance and acceleration from that values. So what is the purpose of these equations of motion? That you can relate them, or you can calculate another physical quantity by one physical quantity which is given. So let's first see these equations, then we will prove it. First equation is V is equal to U plus AT. Let's say this equation 8.1. Second equation is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. UT plus half AT square, it is 8.2. And last equation is derived from these two equations, eliminating this time t. It is given in both of these equations. If you eliminate this time from these two equations, you will get 2as is equal to v square minus u square. So this is equation 3. So these are three equations in which these alphabets are given. So you know that what is this. Here u is initial velocity, means from which any object started moving. So velocity of object when it started moving. So u is initial velocity which is moving with uniform acceleration a. A means acceleration which is uniform. Then v is final velocity, the velocity which object reached when it is moving finally with uniform acceleration. T here is time, and S is equal to distance. So these are the three equations which we will study. The first equation, its name is, or it describes the velocity with time relation. Velocity time relation, this first equation. Second equation represents position time relation. Now you may wonder what is position. Here we are describing S, which is distance, so it is describing its position with time, so position time relation. And third equation here, which is derived from these two equations, it describes position with velocity relation. So there are three equations: velocity time relation, position time relation, and position velocity relation. So these three equations we will derive by graph. First we will derive velocity time relation, which was equation first, which goes like v is equal to u plus at, where v is final velocity, u is initial velocity, a is acceleration, and t is time. So we will derive this equation by graph. Let us draw this graph. this is time on x-axis, this is velocity in meter per second. On y-axis, time also in seconds on x-axis. Here let us say this A, this is origin, but object starts moving from here. So here you can say that initial velocity, which is u, is not equal to 0. So except for this difference, this graph is same as we have seen in velocity time graph for uniform acceleration in our previous lecture, graph number or figure number 8.6 in your textbook, in which this kind of graph is shown, but the object starts moving from this O point. So you can say that initial velocity starting from here is 0, but here it is not O or 0, it is starting from here, which is A. So from OA you can say u or initial velocity is OA. So it started from here and reaches this point. So this is B. It is final velocity. It reached this velocity with time t. This is time. So this much time is taken to gain this final velocity. So let us draw a line from here to t. So this is our time or t. A, B, let us say this C. Now like this, draw a line from B to on velocity axis like we have drawn on time axis. Let us say this E, and also a line parallel to time axis, which is AD. So this is initial velocity E, or you can say B also, it is final velocity E. Let us say this E is final velocity, and C here is time. Understood this graph? Now we will start deriving this equation. Now these lines are drawn like EB and BC. You can say that this is the final velocity reaches up to E, but BC can also be called as final velocity. So from this graph you can say that initial velocity, that we have said u is equal to OA, this is initial velocity OA. Final velocity reached here, you can say that B or B to C is final velocity. So let's say that V, that is final velocity, is equal to BC. Time, now time is OC, this much of time is taken. So O to C is time, so T is equal to OC. Now if you want to calculate change in velocity, that is BD, change in velocity BD is equal to BC minus CD, that is final velocity minus initial velocity. Final velocity V is equal to, you can say BC, here we have seen, so is equal to BC minus U is equal to OA, or you can also say that CD, this is OA, this is CD, so it is same, so you can also say that CD. So change in velocity BD is equal to V minus U is equal to BC minus CD, so BD is equal to BC minus CD. So from this graph or from this we can say that BC means change in velocity is equal to BD plus DC is equal to BD plus OA. You understand how this is derived? It is derived from this. Here BD is equal to BC minus CD. So what will BC equal? It will equal BD plus CD. Here you can say BC means BD plus DC or CD. So here it is written BC is equal to BD plus DC or CD. Anything you want to written. So now BD and DC can also be written like this, because BD plus DC is equal to AO. So you can write it OA also. Now if we put our substitutions like BC, B and C is equal to velocity. We know that BC is velocity which it is gained. So BC is equal to V, and OA is initial velocity, means U. So if we substitute this in this equation, you will get that BC means V is equal to OA means U plus BD. You see here BC is equal to BD plus OA, so V is equal to U plus BD. Let us understand from this graph. V means velocity is equal to initial velocity which is U plus final velocity which is BD. So this is equation we got. Let us say this equation is 8.4. This is 8.4 means V is equal to final velocity plus initial velocity plus BD. So if V is equal to U plus BD, you can also write it like BD is equal to V minus U. By putting this here, it is here in plus sign, it will be minus sign if it is goes beyond equal sign. So BD is equal to V minus U. So this is the equation 8.5. Let us say this. Now from the graph which was this, you can say that acceleration, formula of acceleration is equal to change in velocity upon time taken. This is the equation of acceleration or formula of acceleration which we have studied earlier. So here change in velocity is BD. So change in velocity is BD upon time taken is AD, because in this graph time is OC and we have also draw a parallel line AD. So you can also write it AD if you are talking about time, because it is running parallel. So change in velocity BD, this is upon time which is AD. You can also write it as BD is upon OC. OC or AD is equal to time. So time can be written as OD or OC. Now if we substitute OC is equal to T in this equation, we will get A is equal to BD upon T. BD is change in velocity, this final velocity minus initial velocity means BD. Or you can also write this as BD is equal to AT. By putting T on this side, it is here in below, so it will come into multiplication when it goes beyond equal sign. This is common math which you are aware. So let us say this as equation 8.6. Now if you put this equation 8.5 and 8.6 together, so 8.5 says, this equation says BD is equal to V minus U, and this equation 8.6 says BD is equal to AT. If you put these two together, you will get V means final velocity is equal to U plus AT. If you neglect BD, by these two equations you will get V is equal to U plus AT, because here BD is equal to V minus U and here BD is equal to AT. So if you want to calculate V, that is velocity, you will add this into this acceleration. So here V is equal to U plus AT we got. Now you see, this was the equation which we were derivating. V is equal to U plus AT. We get here V is equal to U plus AT from this graph. In this graph we put some signs and derived these equations like this. You will understood it better if we learn its example, which we will going to learn in our next lecture. Let us derive another equation, equation 2, which was for position time relation. Equation number 8.2, this position time relation, which was like S is equal to ut plus half at square. S is distance is equal to ut plus half at square. U is equal to initial velocity, t is equal to time, a is equal to acceleration. So we will also derive this equation from graph. So S is distance here. So we know that when we want to calculate distance from a given graph, we'll calculate its area. So here area is total like this. Area is OABC. OABC. This much of area is covered by object, or this much of area is traveled by object. So if you want to calculate distance, in our equation main thing is distance S. So distance is equal to area OABC, and we know that this structure OABC is not any kind of structure for which we have formula to calculate its area. So we will divide it in two parts. This is rectangle, OADC rectangle, and ABD is triangle. So if you want to calculate this area of OABC, which shape is trapezium, this kind of shape is called as trapezium. So we have to calculate first area of rectangle plus area of triangle, like we have done before in our previous lecture to calculate distance only. So what we got here, area of rectangle means OA into OC. By this we will get area of this rectangle. So area of rectangle is equal to OA into OC plus area of triangle, area of this ABD triangle. So this formula to calculate area of triangle is half into multiplication of two sides, that is AD and DB. AD and DB, you have to multiply these two sides with half to get the area of triangle. So this is we get from this equation or the given graph. Now if we substitute OA is equal to U, we know that OA is equal to initial velocity. We have also written here U. OC is equal to AD, OC is equal to AD, or you can say time also, it is time taken. Here OC or AD is time taken by object. So OC is equal to AD is equal to T, and OC is equal to time, and BD is equal to acceleration into time, means A and T. dB is equal to AT. So if we substitute these values in this equation, we will get S distance is equal to OA, means U, into OC, means time or T, plus half sign is there, so we have to write half in bracket. AD means also T, or OC means also T, so T into dB means acceleration into time, AT. If you calculate this, you can also get S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Here T comes to time, so it will become T square. So you get this equation, S is equal to UT plus half AT square, S is equal to UT plus half AT square. So this is position time relation, means by the given time you can calculate its distance, or also you can say that it area of the given graph or position of that object. So these two equations we have derived from this graph. We will study the position velocity relation or equation number 3 by this graph only in our next lecture, and we will also study the examples, so you can get better understanding of these equations, or you can get what is the use of these equations. And after that we have only one topic left, which is uniform circular motion. So in next lecture we will complete this chapter. Thank you, students.